As the 2024 U.S. presidential election approaches, economic policies have become a central theme in the campaigns of major candidates. The contrasting approaches of President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump, who are the frontrunners, are expected to significantly shape the future of the U.S. economy. This video explores the various economic policies proposed by these candidates, their implications, and the broader economic context leading up to the election. Economic growth and inflation. The economic outlook for 2024 indicates a slowdown in growth compared to the previous year. The U.S. economy, which saw a 2.8% GDP growth in 2023, is forecasted to expand at a much slower pace of 0.7% in 2024. This deceleration is attributed to the cumulative effects of tighter monetary policies and fading post-pandemic economic tailwinds. The Federal Reserve's aggressive interest rate hikes in response to inflationary pressures have started to weigh on economic activity, particularly in sectors such as housing and business investment. While the services sector showed strength in 2023, it is likely to experience a softening in demand as higher interest rates make borrowing more expensive and consumer spending slows down. Monetary policy. The Federal Reserve's stance on interest rates is a critical factor in the economic landscape. With inflation showing signs of moderation, the Fed is expected to maintain its current rates until mid-2024, followed by gradual rate cuts starting in June. This policy aims to balance the need to control inflation while supporting economic growth. The Fed's target range for the federal funds rate is projected to be reduced from 5.25% to 4.00% 4.25% by the end of 2024. Additionally, the Fed's quantitative tightening program, which involves reducing the size of its balance sheet, is expected to continue at the current pace, removing approximately $1 trillion from the economy in 2024. This dual approach of rate cuts and balance sheet reduction is designed to manage inflation without stifling economic growth. Consumer spending and labor market. Consumer spending, a major driver of the U.S. economy, is anticipated to slow down in 2024. Factors such as reduced excess savings, plateauing wage gains, and increased delinquencies in subprime auto and millennial credit card debt contribute to this expected decline. Nonetheless, tight labor markets continue to support income levels, suggesting that while growth may slow, it is unlikely to turn negative. The labor market remains robust with low unemployment rates and steady job creation. However, challenges such as the resumption of student loan payments and rising household debt levels could dampen consumer confidence and spending. The lingering effects of the COVID-19 pandemic also play a role in shaping the labor market. Research indicates that COVID-19-related absences from work and long-term health impacts have reduced labor force participation, particularly among women and non-college graduates. While the rate of excess absences has decreased from the peak levels seen during the pandemic, it remains above pre-pandemic trends, suggesting that the labor market is still grappling with the aftereffects of the health crisis. Fiscal policy. The fiscal policy under President Biden has seen significant government spending aimed at supporting economic recovery. The fiscal deficit, which surged to $1.84 trillion in 2023, is expected to narrow in 2024. This reduction is projected despite ongoing government commitments to social programs and infrastructure investments. The Biden administration's fiscal strategy focuses on balancing the need for economic stimulus with efforts to reduce the deficit. This includes measures to increase tax revenue from higher-income individuals and corporations, as well as targeted spending cuts. In contrast, the fiscal policies proposed by former President Trump emphasize reducing government spending and cutting taxes. Trump's approach includes making the individual income tax cuts from the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act permanent and considering the replacement of personal income taxes with increased tariffs. These measures are designed to stimulate economic growth by reducing the tax burden on individuals and businesses, but they also raise concerns about the potential impact on the federal deficit and public debt. Tax policies. Biden's tax policies. President Biden's administration has proposed several tax changes aimed at increasing revenue from higher-income individuals and corporations. Key proposals include raising the corporate tax rate to 28%, increasing the global intangible low-taxed income tax rate, and expanding the net investment income tax to non-passive business income. Additionally, Biden plans to repeal tax cuts for the wealthy introduced in the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act and impose higher taxes on the fossil fuel industry. These measures are part of a broader effort to address income inequality and generate revenue for social programs and infrastructure investments. The administration also seeks to close tax loopholes that allow the wealthy to avoid paying their fair share, with an emphasis on enhancing IRS enforcement to ensure compliance. Moreover, the proposed tax changes aim to support Biden's climate agenda by discouraging investment in fossil fuels and promoting clean energy alternatives. These initiatives reflect a commitment to fiscal responsibility while striving to reduce the federal deficit and promote sustainable economic growth. Trump's tax policies. In contrast, former President Trump advocates for extending the individual income tax cuts from the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act and considering the replacement of personal income taxes with increased tariffs. Trump's trade policies include imposing a universal baseline tariff on all U.S. imports and significantly higher tariffs on imports from China. These measures reflect a protectionist approach aimed at boosting domestic production, but could also lead to increased consumer prices. Additionally, Trump's tax policies propose exempting tips from income taxes, a move that could benefit service industry workers but may also reduce federal revenue. He also emphasizes renegotiating trade agreements to favor American workers and industries, aiming to reduce the trade deficit. Critics argue that such tariffs could provoke retaliatory measures from trading partners, potentially harming global trade relations. Moreover, these policies may lead to inflationary pressures, affecting the purchasing power of consumers. Trade policies. Biden's trade policies. Biden's trade policies focus on sustainable practices, workers' rights, and support for American farmers and manufacturers. His administration has emphasized the importance of aligning trade practices with broader economic and environmental goals, including adherence to international agreements like the Paris Climate Accord. Biden's approach to trade seeks to balance economic growth with environmental sustainability and social equity. This includes efforts to strengthen labor standards in trade agreements and support domestic industries through strategic investments and subsidies. Trump's trade policies. Trump's potential return to the presidency is associated with more aggressive trade measures, including higher tariffs and a protectionist stance. His policies are likely to impact global trade dynamics, particularly affecting export-dependent regions such as Mexico and East Asia. Additionally, Trump's approach may involve a strong stance against China's economic practices, potentially leading to increased tariffs and further trade conflicts. These measures aim to protect American jobs and industries, but could also lead to retaliatory actions from trading partners and higher prices for consumers. Economic uncertainty and geopolitical risks. The upcoming election introduces significant policy uncertainty, which acts as a tax on the economy by causing firms and households to delay spending and investment decisions. The geopolitical landscape, with rising tensions and retaliatory measures, adds another layer of complexity. For instance, Trump's re-election could lead to heightened global trade tensions and potential disruptions in international markets. Geopolitical risks are further exacerbated by the global economic environment, where many countries are facing their own elections and economic challenges. The potential for isolationist policies and the fragmentation of global trade networks pose significant risks to the interconnected global economy. Additionally, ongoing conflicts and geopolitical tensions, such as those involving Iran, contribute to an uncertain economic outlook. These factors underscore the importance of stable and predictable economic policies to support global economic growth and stability. That's all for today's video. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any updates. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.